Hey guys, Jee Choi here at the House of Collector Insight. So I want to do a quick, fast review for you guys on AMTAC Shooting's front of 3 o'clock FO3 holster by AMTAC Blades, or AMTAC Shooting and BlackPoint Tactical. So I have it right here positioned, basically FO3, meaning front of 3 o'clock. So that's, so there you go, basically front of 3 o'clock, and that's where I position it. I'm going to tell you right now because I've had some, why this? I mean, you could appendix, you could strong slide, so why this positioning, Jay? So while working on, with some students, I carry appendix pretty much 99% of the times, unless that 1% when I'm having to teach by shooting excessive amount of rounds through my handgun, which is nowadays unlikely because cost of ammunition is ridiculous. So those of you who teach, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Typical, if you're running a Glock and you run about 2 17 round mags just straight through in a rapid fire concession on several different targets for demonstration and just to show off a little, what happens is guns get fucking hot, and if you try to stick that inside the waistband, and I carry IWB via appendix, and as you know, most appendix holsters are simply bottom out. There's nothing to round and shield you from that fucking heat, and it'll roast your nuts. That's pretty much the easiest way of saying it. So because of that, I do outside the waistband when I'm teaching like military and law enforcement or giving a demonstration or illustration purposes. But generally when I carry or when I teach concealed carry tactics with Quintessential handgun, you will see me in this particular outfit where I'll have an appendix. Main reason for appendix for me is, one, it doesn't tear my rotator cuff or damage as much as it does if I was doing IWB behind the hip or even on strong side. That pretty much kills me when I do that nowadays. So FO3 is for some of my students. They came and brought the suggestion after they got themselves BlackPoint Tacticals and Bill Rapier's collaborative piece, FO3 holster. It took them like close to 12, I think one of them told me it took 12 weeks for them to get it, but pretty fantastic. So when I saw on Bill's website and he had one up for sale that's in stock, can be shipped within days, I jumped on it after my good friend Tim Lazol, thanks again Tim, gifted me this particular glue gun, which is the Glock 19 model. For those of you who know me and trail me, you know that I run MMPs at this time. So when you have a glue gun, you should have a holster that fits. So I decided to get this one to fit, and it works wonders. And for those of you who have a hard time carrying appendix because you don't trust your judgment, I'm gonna say it in that particular manner because appendix carry is no different than any other carry. And some of you guys said, well, gee, it's pointing at my junk. I'm saying, well, here's the thing: do you trust your trigger and firing system? You know, your firing group within your handgun? If you don't, then this is probably not the best carry method for you. But I've been appendix carrying since 2008. Don't mind the neighbors' kids screaming their lungs out. They're probably having a blast. But I've never had an issue with it. So for me, this is fine, but for someone who's just now starting appendix carrying, it might be something that you still need to work on. So it also helps with those of you who with a bit more of a real estate at the front and you have a hard time concealing your piece by appendix. If that's the case, then this might actually be for you, man. Seriously, I know that I'm gonna get chewed out by some of my teachers in the past, but as Clint Smith often says, carrying a gun is not meant to be comfortable. It's meant to be comforting, knowing that you have what you need to do the job when shit hits the fan. So because of that, this kind of is interesting, but it's super comfortable, and I'm gonna explain why. Let's give it one little demonstration while I still have it on me, so I don't have to put it back on and do this shit. So if I was doing my typical face smash, spear and elbow into weapons presentation, this makes it a whole lot easier. Bill teaches it slightly different. I saw from how he does it, which is spearing elbow, horizontal elbow, then outside 90, then drawing from here, which is fine too. And that's actually a pretty good way to do it also. There's no wrong way of that. And by the way, when you train, this is getting yourself a speed back and doing this training, it really does wonders because one, it allows you to work your repetitions and also your trigger discipline to make sure your finger's not on the trigger until you're on target. And two, really works the grip and your deployment. Because part of this, the key thing that I always work with my students is they might be fantastic and phenomenal shooters when you hit the range, but they're piss poor fighters when they need to get their gun out from concealment. And even those who are novice shooters, when I bring them in here, they fuck up on this. And I count that it's not that you're bad at this, it's just you've never done it, or you've done the whole crazy thing where you would always. This is my favorite ones where I'll get a student who's been training in the past. They might have trained with some of our friends, and how they'll do it is they'll do that whole exaggerating where they'll use one hand to clear the garment, then grab their piece and go into deployment. This is not a bad thing, but how many of you actually carry, if you carry like open shirt like this and walk around, well, especially in a windy day, what happens is you literally define the purpose of concealment because everybody sees what the fuck you're carrying. So this is the main reason why I typically have my button shirt up, but I can still deploy it without a problem. And it's just a matter of finding the right attire and also having the training to back that up and knowing exactly what the hell you're doing, because if you don't, why are you training? Purpose of training is to make sure that it works out there. If it doesn't, then, well, you're fucked. So, you saw that particular demo, and that's how you can utilize that from FO3. I'm just gonna now unholster, show you guys the holster piece. So this is it. Front of 3. Absolutely love it. What I love about BlackPoint Tactical guys is they actually laser everything. So you know, laser printout, so you know exactly which holster for which gun. If you have a lot of guns, this is gonna come in handy without having to which one fits which. Sadly, I don't have that issue. I'm not rich, so literally I don't have that many guns, so that's why. But the main reason why this makes it so easy to conceal and carry, guys, is the following. The leather wing really does form to the body, so this allows it to contour shape into you, so it does less chances of actually printing, also while making it super comfortable. And two, the discreet carry concepts, DCC clips, these are metal and they're solid, but a lot of people don't understand that's not the only reason why DCC is so popular, is because it's so dense. So when you put it inside on your belt, it doesn't print out to say screen that you have a gun on you. So there you go. I hope this helps. Since I actually have to do some work now, I'm just gonna put this in a safe direction. But if you guys are interested in getting that particular holster, I checked online this morning because one of my students asked me, gee, I need a holster for training, what should I get? And also to carry. You might be a little bit late, but Bill Rapier did have this awesome holster available. And by the way, this particular pattern I believe is called Rhodesian brush pattern. I think it's to honor the South African Rhodesian folks who obviously in that particular region is always a conflict zone, so a lot of rich history. I remember having a conversation with some of the guys that I used to work with in the past who were ex-EOs. And if you don't know what EO is, that's executive outcome. And those gents did some crazy shit in South Africa. So, and I think it's to honor those kind of folks and acknowledging that particular history as a general. And there you go. Really cool pattern too, I like that. So Right now, when I checked this morning, I think Bill had exactly very few left for Glock 17 and also 43X, if I'm correct, but double check it, okay? It's on AMTACBlades.com, so double check it to make sure what's remaining. If you get the 17, it will actually fit the 19 too, so you really don't have to worry. And ironically, I actually have students who specifically do that for the purpose of more stability on their pants with their gun, so with their more stable platform. So there's nothing wrong with that. So if you can't get the 19 one, get the 17, it'll work just fine. All right, for training, if you're interested in learning to do what I just did on this kind of thing on the dummy and want to spend more time to actually learn how to utilize your gun in concealment with, not just with your gun, but with your tactical torch if you can't utilize a blade, and also blade 2, by all means, come and see me for comprehensive tactical solutions at the House of Black Gun Sighting. And you can reach me through my Facebook, which is, if you look at the description, there will be a link to that, or simply visit the website and send me an email or call, and I'll be more than happy to answer when I can. Now, because I do quite a bit of work with various different projects, if I can't answer the phone, please leave a message, and I promise I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, take care, have a wonderful day, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. Bye.